Howdy y'all. So you're thinking about moving to Fort Worth, Texas, but you're still trying to figure out the difference between Dallas and Fort Worth. Maybe you're just not quite sure enough yet to watch a 30-minute vlog just to find out that you wasted your time, right? Well, don't worry, I've got you back here in this video with a brief but jam-packed overview of Fort Worth so that if you like what you hear, then hey, it might be worth it to go check out some of those more in-depth videos that we've done, all right? And hey, before we get too far, be sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything that we covered today. And with that being said, let's get into it. Hey ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking to learn more about what it's like living in Dallas, Texas, well, this is a channel that helps you do that. So I invite you to subscribe down below. Make sure you tap the bell for notifications so that you can stay up to date on the current real estate market here in Dallas. We drop new videos every single week. My name is Jimmy, your local born and raised real estate expert advisor, and we're getting tons of calls and emails every single day from people just like you who are ready to make that move here in Dallas, and we absolutely love it. So if you are thinking about buying or selling here in the Dallas area, be sure to reach out so that we can help develop a tailor-made game plan just for you. All right, but let's get straight into the cons. Everybody wants the bad news first, so let me break it to you. All right, so really, the main con, there isn't really one that stands out, right? But really one of the main ones is going to be the lack of public transportation. Okay, so one thing you have to understand about DFW as a whole is we're pretty spread out. Okay, and you know the public transportation system, I mean, it's nothing like New York or Chicago or much less London or anywhere close to that, right? And so you're going to need your car when you're out here, when you're in Fort Worth. Well, I'll say when you're in downtown, like when you're hanging out in the Sundance Square area, you can hoof it on foot from Sundance to maybe the restaurant that you're going to that evening or something like that. But even if you're going like from Sundance up to the Fort Worth stockyards, yeah, you don't want to make that walk, okay? If you had a horse, you could maybe ride your horse up there, but yeah, I wouldn't be walking that one, okay? So, definitely very spread out, and so definitely going to need your car out there in Fort Worth, okay? Let's switch gears over to, let's touch on a couple pros here. Fort Worth is actually, this might surprise you, ranks number 4 in the country in terms of density of Forbes 500 companies, or I'm sorry, Fortune 500 companies, okay? And so that surprises some people sometimes because they're like, oh, I thought that would be more Dallas, right? Well, listen, Fort Worth has its own kind of vibe over there that people really connect with. Like when you connect with Fort Worth, you really connect with Fort Worth, okay? And so, it's got everything over there from, culture to music to the arts to fine dining. Make sure you check out the shops at Clearfork as well, maybe when you visit. Definitely a sight to see right there, okay? And so, Will Rogers had a quote one time. He said, Fort Worth is where the West begins and Dallas is where the East peters out over here. And so that's a good segue into talking about just the overall vibe. I think, if you think Fort Worth is just some bland city living in the shadow of Dallas, you're missing out, okay? Listen, things may move a little bit slower in Fort Worth, certainly, but that doesn't mean it's not a world-class city, which it certainly is. Over in Dallas, you'll have a little bit more slacks. Fort Worth, it'll be a little bit more blue jeans over on that side, okay? So, where else can you go and have a cattle drive down the main street of the stockyards twice a day, right? It's just it's a little bit different, but it's awesome in that different sort of way, right? And so, if you're looking at Fort Worth, you're probably not looking just into the city of Fort Worth, right? You're probably looking at some of the suburbs, and you might be asking, well, what are some of the areas that I should have on my list? Well, certainly, Hazlitt is a great area. Benbrook on kind of the southwest side, even Aledo, that's even more west out there. That is kind of far out there in Aledo, but that's a great area as well. You've got Haltom City has a great school district, Birdville ISD over there. And then you've got Mansfield on the south side, which a lot of people love that area. And then of course you have Keller and Colleyville and South Lake. All those are kind of in that northeast corner, more by the airport. Certainly on the Fort Worth side of things, you know, basically the airport's kind of right in the middle, right? So anything on the west side is the Fort Worth side, and anything on the east side is the Dallas side, right? So you can't forget about Argyle as well. Argyle is going to be on the northern side of Fort Worth up there, so that's definitely a great area that people are looking into as well. You've got the 4th ranked school district over there in Argyle, or 4th, or is it 6th? I think it's 6th actually. Yeah, Lovejoy is 4th, so Argyle would be 6th. Okay. But to wrap it up, to summarize it in 3 words like we always do, the first one is going to be unique. Okay, just the blend of cowboy culture mixed with the corporate culture is like nothing you'll find anywhere else. Okay, so it's definitely a unique place. Secondly, it's a very, very strong economy, as I alluded to earlier. You know, I mean, the unemployment rate over in Fort Worth is always, you know, very, very low every year, and so very, very strong economy over there. And then, as much as it can, you know, you also get a little bit of that small town feel a little bit. You know, I realize it's a big metro city, but as much as you can, you know, you do have a little bit of that small town feel over on that Fort Worth side as well. Okay, so hey, listen, if Fort Worth is where you want to be, you got to reach out. You know, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or jump on our calendar if you want to jump straight to a Zoom with us. You know, that's our favorite, so I can meet you face to face a little bit. But hey, whatever's easiest for you, you know, we've got your back when making a smooth move here to Dallas. And again, be sure to comment down below. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything that we talked about today. And you should see some videos popping up on the end screen right now that can definitely point you in the right direction if you don't know where to go next. Of course, we've covered just about every inch of Dallas and Fort Worth here on this channel. So whichever one of those is popping out to you, make sure you click on that right now. And until the next video, I'll see you around town.